Iran's president has a name for what's happening now: full-scale war. Patriot systems struck in Bahrain. US bases hit across Kuwait. 2 tankers on fire in the Strait. A commercial vessel struck off Oman. America completed another round of strikes. Neither side is calling it anything else anymore. The Gulf is at war, openly. The confrontation between the United States and Iran has intensified further, with both sides claiming fresh military operations across the Gulf, while commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz continues to face mounting security risks. According to a statement carried by Iran's state broadcaster IRIB on July 21st, the IRGC claimed it had struck a US Patriot air defense system and radar installation in Bahrain's Muharraq area.
US Patriot air defense system in Bahrain's Al Rifa was destroyed in a coordinated missile and drone strike. The attacks were intended to pave the way for further military operations.
Iran also announced fresh attacks on US facilities in Kuwait. According to a statement carried by the semi-official Tasnim news agency, Iran's army said it had targeted Camp Arifjan, Camp Al-Adiri, Ahmed Al-Jaber Air Base, and an MQ-9 drone hangar at Ali Al-Salem Air Base, using what it described as kamikaze drones.
Our forces struck administrative buildings and direction-finding antennas at Camp Arifjan, a helicopter parking area at Camp Al-Adiri, and troop housing facilities at the Ahmed Al-Jaber base. Security in the region has been disrupted following the mischief of U.S. terrorist forces, and the armed forces of the Islamic Republic are attempting to restore security and calm to the region in their battle against the U.S.
At the same time, tensions escalated in one of the world's most critical energy corridors. The IRGC claimed that 2 oil tankers caught fire following an explosion while attempting to transit what it described as the unsafe southern route through the Strait of Hormuz.
We warn the shipping companies against relying on false information from the U.S. military and advise them to avoid routes it described as dangerous. It is obvious that as long as America's evils continue in the region, the Strait of Hormuz will be closed, and not even a drop of oil, gas, or a package of chemical fertilizer will be exported from the region.
The warning came as the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations reported that a commercial tanker off the coast of Oman had reported being struck by an unknown projectile, marking the latest security incident affecting commercial shipping in the strategic waterway. A day earlier, on July 20th, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian declared that Iran was now engaged in what he described as a full-scale war with the United States.
The reality is that today the Islamic Republic of Iran is engaged in a full-scale war. We must be realistic and accept the natural consequences of this resistance.
While Iran projected resolve, the United States said it had completed another round of military operations. According to US Central Command, on July 21st, American forces carried out fresh strikes targeting Iranian military command centers, maritime capabilities, missile and drone launch sites.
U.S. forces struck Iranian military command centers, maritime capabilities, missile and drone launch sites, and air defense systems to degrade Iran's ability to continue attacking commercial vessels flowing through the Strait of Hormuz.
According to CENTCOM, nearly 900 commercial vessels carrying around 450 million barrels of crude oil have safely transited the Strait of Hormuz since early May, underscoring the strategic importance of the waterway as military tensions continue to rise across the Gulf.
Commercial vessel transits through the vital international maritime corridor continue. Since early May, CENTCOM forces have helped facilitate the transit of approximately 900 commercial vessels and 450 million barrels of crude oil.
With both sides expanding military operations, the Gulf remains on edge as tensions increasingly threaten regional stability and global trade. The United States has intensified its military campaign against Iran, unleashing a 9th consecutive night of strikes while confirming another American combat death. as tensions across the Middle East continue to escalate. According to US Central Command, a US service member was killed in northern Iraq on July 18th during a controlled detonation of unexploded ordnance recovered from a downed Iranian one-way attack drone.
A U.S. service member in northern Iraq was killed in action on July 18th during a controlled detonation of unexploded ordnance from a downed Iranian one-way attack drone. A second service member was wounded and continues to receive medical treatment for a minor injury.
CENTCOM also said military personnel discovered unidentified human remains at the blast site and that an examination is underway to determine their identity. The latest casualty brings the total number of US service members killed since the conflict began on February 28th to 17, following the deaths of 2 American personnel in Jordan a day earlier. Meanwhile, the US military confirmed it had completed its 9th consecutive wave of strikes against Iran.
U.S. Central Command CENTCOM successfully completed the 9th consecutive evening of strikes against Iran, July 19th, at 10 p.m. ET. CENTCOM assets targeted Iranian military command centers, air defense and coastal surveillance sites, maritime capabilities, missile and drone launch sites, and communications networks to further diminish Iran's ability to attack commercial vessels and civilian mariners transiting the Strait of Hormuz.
According to Iran's Tasnim news agency, explosions were reported in several cities, including Tabriz, Chabahar, Konarak, Bandar Mashar, and Bandar Imam Khomeini, following the latest American missile strikes. Separately, US Central Command said its broader campaign has focused on degrading Iran's military capabilities around the Strait of Hormuz, targeting coastal surveillance systems, air defense facilities, maritime assets, and missile infrastructure used by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Footage released by the US military showed fighter aircraft and Tomahawk cruise missiles striking multiple targets, including installations located in mountainous terrain where the IRGC is believed to maintain missile bases. Iran, meanwhile, claimed it had launched a retaliatory strike against what it described as the enemy's Special Operations Headquarters in Al-Tanf, Syria, while concerns continued to grow over the security of commercial shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. In another development, Iran's Atomic Energy Organization, cited by state television, said recent US strikes targeted the construction site of the planned Darkovin nuclear power plant in southwestern Iran. However, the International Atomic Energy Agency said the facility was still in the very early stages of construction and contained no nuclear material during its last inspection. With military operations expanding, casualties mounting, and strategic infrastructure increasingly under attack, the confrontation between Washington and Tehran continues to edge closer to a broader regional conflict, with the Strait of Hormuz remaining at the center of the crisis.